Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to Sweet Tree of Life Tarot. This is the reading for April 2022. My apologies for having this reading so late. Had some family emergencies. I apologize for not having those readings in earlier. Welcome. Let's go ahead and start with Tree of Life spread here. As you know, the top column here, the top of the columns are basically what's kind of going up in the heavens, and it's just you go down the tree, you go to the trunk of the tree, and then the roots kind of more in the earthly realm. So it's more spiritual realm, and then as you go down, you go more earthly, more material world. And of course, as it is in heaven, it is on earth, and vice versa. So let's go ahead and start. It's a different bit of a reading than what you might be used to. Here in the number one position, we have the Nine of Cups. So the Nine of Cups, because it is in this position, in the first position, is kind of considered like to be in the reverse position. It tells you what the issue is. It could be maybe that you're having kind of unrealistic expectations, or maybe some desires that are not quite, reachable. So they're kind of lofty. Is usually what it means, kind of unrealistic. It could also be a delay in reaching a goal or having a dream, actualized. So that's what that usually means right here, because it is considered to be the issue. The Eight of Cups is in the second position here. It's kind of showing me what's kind of driving you forward right now. It looks like for the Eight of Cups, usually, this is a card that represents a little bit of transition, of sadness and abandoning of the old, search for a deeper meaning, solitude possibly, but definitely a change. It's urging you with these cards here, you see there's a lot of spilled cups, and she's kind of walking out of the water, transitioning to that change, kind of holding on cautiously not to fall. So it's basically kind of urging you to leave some of the past behind in search of something more fulfilling. So this card is definitely one of transitioning, emerging from the water, cautiously with a bit of sadness and reluctance as well. So even though she's a little bit sad and reluctant to leave the situation that she's in, she's kind of just looking at her losses and moving forward slowly into a light in the path of more hope. Even though the moon is here lighting her path, the moon doesn't light all of her way. So she wants to make sure she counts on her intuition and, her faith and intuition on that, in whatever situation she's in right here. And it's also recommending that of yourself, of course, in whatever situation you're kind of dealing with. And then the number three position here, we have it's kind of like what you've created, or you're kind of in the process of creating, but it looks like it's what you're creating as a Seven of Pentacles. It's reaching, this card usually represents reaching a goal or milestone, and then pausing to reevaluate the next steps you will take. You need to rest after much hard work. She's proud of her efforts, but knows that consistent work is still necessary to maintain the garden and, and reap more in the future. She's just kind of resting, but she knows there's more work to be done. In the number four position, we have the energy that's kind of like building you forward. We have here the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups usually represents new love, but it also represents a reflection or outpouring of emotions, and also possibly just kind of like a renewal. So not only a new love as per se with a partner, but also maybe a new love for yourself. And then right here you have this card also represents empathizing with others, or kind of fine-tuning your intuition. That's why you have all the phases of the moon here, kind of showing your different intuition here with the different phases. Let's see. It's also a time possibly for those of you, if you're not in a relationship, for those of you, for time for like a new spiritual growth or a new partnership. It could be marriage, or just kind of a new spiritual growth for yourself and a new love for yourself, or a mending of a relationship for some of you. So it usually, because it is Ace of Cups, it does deal with love. It is considered usually a love card, but it's also that reflection within and kind of a spiritual growth as well. In the number 5 position, this is kind of showing us what you kind of have to dissolve. What's so spread kind of like in a reversed. It's the Wheel of Fortune. It's a major arcana card. So right here, because it is considered to be in the reverse, for a lot of you, it'll be a loss of indicates a loss of balance in some area of your life. It might feel as though your instincts are kind of wrong, your intuition is off, maybe your timing is bad. It just kind of is not flowing. It's not working out. It's important to pause in order to get back into step with that universe. So this is why over here is showing you taking that rest in order to keep continuing, because something's kind of off kilter, kind of off key. So in order to kind of fix that, you want to take that moment and dissolve the situation where maybe some areas of your life are not going as planned. And again, it could also be with intuition, reflection, that sort of thing as well. Now, in the middle of the reading here, which is kind of like the balancing energy that's going on here, it's definitely in the Sephirah of beauty. It is Queen of Swords. Now, the Queen of Swords, the synergy that is going on here with the reading, she rules with her head, not with her heart. Yet she's not without compassion. She still has compassion. She just doesn't rule with her heart very much. She is wise and fair, honest and forthright, and she's ready for battle when necessary, but prefers to keep matters civilized. Right here, as you can see, the clouds of conflict part with her sword, so it brings more hope and light into the situation, illuminating the queen, with that light of hope. And of course, the butterflies represent a transformation or also life. So it's a very positive, strong card that's in the center that will help you kind of navigate through everything that's going on. Right here in the number 7th position is the position of victory. We have a 9 of Wands. Now, the 9 of Wands is usually a card of defensiveness, patience, and perseverance. Kind of warns us to kind of make sure you take a seat. Even though you're kind of just resting, you're really not just resting. You're looking to see what's going on, watching and observing before you proceed. The lion has her back, so he's kind of checking a different direction there. Even though she appears to be resting, she's actually planning her next course of action. But aware of what's happening in her surroundings before making that action, before doing the action. Otherwise, she's not leaping into something, just taking a moment to step back, like it's recommended over here. Take a step back to try and kind of remedy things and kind of make them flow in the order that you've been wanting to. And the number 8 position that reveals what you kind of want, what you want. Right here is a major arcana, the High Priestess. This card usually represents mystery, intuition. Again, with the intuition has been brought up in several occasions here, self-reflection as well. Usually representing mystery, unconsciousness, intuition, divine realms. She brings a sense of calm to our lives and helps us find that deeper meaning through understanding, wisdom, and knowledge. The crescent moon here symbolizes intuition, a psychic force, and the unseen energy. Also, surrounding her are the butterflies, which are again a symbol of rebirth and eternal life, and also, of course, transformation. So this is a very beautiful card. It does reveal what you want. You want to have that stability. You want to breathe that bringer of calmness. Of course, you want to be building on your intuition and, just understanding wisdom and knowledge overall. Right here in the 9th position, we have the 5 of Cups. So the 5 of Cups here, it kind of tells us how either you see yourself or others are seeing you. So either you see yourself or others are seeing you as having a major loss. You're looking at all the lost cups here, but you don't realize there's other cups being offered to you back here because you're so focused on the negativity that's happening here. This feeling of loss or lack of fulfillment, or even, not reaching that short-term goal that we kind of discussed up here. That all that feeling of can cause, a feeling of emptiness, guilt, or despair as she's just kind of looking at what she's lost. She didn't reach a goal. She's so focused on the loss and her grief, she's blind again to these two filled cups, that's being offered to her. So the card does represent a pessimistic attitude and wasting that energy on those basically negative thoughts and emotions that are occurring because of this loss that she had. So make sure you look around. There are something other things being offered to you here, and kind of stay positive. And again, because this moon is only kind of a waning moon, it's not going to offer you the full path that you can see where you're going next. You will have to count on your intuition in order to see where you'll be heading, but you have to look at those cups behind you. You have not lost everything. And in the 10th position, which is basically like the roots of the tree, we have here the Queen of Cups. And as you can see, there's been a lot of cups, a lot of emotion running through this reading, and a lot of major arcana cards that are really very definitive. So right here for the outcome, what radiates the Queen of Cups, obviously she's very strong, warm, sensitive, highly emotional, though, because you see both her feet are in the water. But she is a gentle nurturer and an empathetic caregiver. But also, even though she's a nurturer and a caregiver, she also has the forethought of being honest and fair, kind of a poetic dreamer, warm. If she's a spouse, she's a loving spouse, she's very compassionate, and a mother to all. And of course, here's the moon again, which lights their path, which again, it refers to you to go ahead and reflect on your intuition, on what you need to do. And so this outcome card showing you in a very warm light is radiating lots of love and sensitivity, and but it is highly emotional, so it can go, when something's highly emotional, it can go a little bit off kilter. So right here on the left side, we have the pillar of severity, and over here, the pillar of mercy. In the middle, we have the pillar of harmony. So these pillar of harmony basically kind of balances out both mercy and severity, because you can't have just mercy or severity in your life. And each of these columns, within their columns, there's a polarity as well. You can have too much mercy and people take advantage of you, or you can have too much severity and you just, are not compassionate enough. So you have to have that balance. And the balance here in the pillar of harmony helps that keep that balance. So one of the things let's see if we can, what the reading recommends for you to kind of do in order to fix the situation here, which we had that you weren't reaching, I mean, you had a delay in a goal that you were trying to reach, or unrealistic expectation because you were just kind of reaching too high without taking the necessary steps and kind of looking at what you need to do first. So basically, if you go up the pillar of harmony, you see the Queen of Hearts. The Queen of Cups, which I was just thinking she's all heart, but at the same time, because she is all heart, she has a lot of her emotion, highly emotional, both feet in the water type of thing. So it's radiating that warmth and sensitivity. This card also reminds us there has to be a little bit more balance and not just be really emotional in the situations that you're trying to deal with. In the Five of Cups here, even though you kind of see yourself or others see you as you having lost a lot, remember to see that positivity. Remember to see the look behind you. Look at other things. Drop the focus from focusing on the negative, because that draws in more negativity. So you want to start looking at the positivity. And then, of course, this very strong card that kind of centers in the synergy and makes it a better energy is the Queen of Swords again. And, she even though she rules with her head, not her heart. So it's kind of a contrast with this one. So it looks like if you go back to this situation here where you're ruling more with your head instead of your heart, but still with compassion, okay? She's, very wise and honest, very forthright. And, she has this sword here, which illuminates her path and gives her more hope. So you have to get past this negativity, continue with having more hope, not be too emotional, and then that way kind of reversing this card with the Nine of Cups and making it into what a true Nine of Cups is, which is almost complete, a Ten of Cups fulfillment, correct? So right here, is about achieving your goals, having your dreams come true. But just even though you do have your dreams come true and you get what you wish for, you want to be careful, because maybe what you wish for is no longer what you truly need or desire in your life. So this card also cautions you, to kind of whatever you put out in the world. It reminds you whatever kind of energies you put out in the world, those will be returned to you. And they're usually twofold or trifold. So make sure you're putting up those positive energies and not going off of something too emotional and putting up those negative energies that are here. And then, of course, you want to keep that hope and then turning thusly by looking at everything else that you're doing, which is, taking a moment to step back, which is recommended in both areas. And then right here, the mystery, this card is very dealing with intuition. Kind of, and this one's also about reflection, intuition, spiritual growth, as well as this one with the instincts that you have to kind of follow. So this whole reading kind of reads about emotions and instincts and reflection, making sure you're not negative and caught up in that negativity, because this card reminds us that whatever you put out will come back to you. And that way, with this card, you'd want, it's a good indicator that you can turn this card over and make it into attaining a goal that you've been wanting to attain for a while. Well, I hope this reading is very helpful to you. I hope it gives you a new perspective on how to look at a situation that you might be going through, and just kind of making sure you take a step back, stay positive, keep hopeful, stay strong, and, just keep on that intuition and your faith, whatever that might be. Universe, God, whatever your faith is, just keep those energies positive, because those positive energies will keep coming towards you. If you're interested in getting a personal reading, I am offering readings this month, just about 5 readings or so, just for the month of May. They will be $50 a reading. I do give a thorough reading of, see what's coming forth as far as the readings go. I also add an 11th card here, which actually is part of the Tree of Life, and it gives you even a more detailed situation of what's going on here, a little bit more clarity as well. And I do delve into any specific questions that you might have as well. Thank you very much for joining me today. If you do like this video, please go ahead and subscribe, and also like the video. That way I know that you want me to continue making these. Thank you very much for joining me today. If you're joining me from Kathy's group, thank you very much for checking me out, checking out our channel. It really is appreciated. Kathy is amazing. She is one of my favorites. Actually, she is my favorite reader as well. So thank you very much for checking out my channel with this new type of reading, which is the Tree of Life spread. Have a good rest of your month, and hope to see you in May, sending you lots of peace, love, and light. Thank you.